Hey YouTube, this is Sean Kennedy. Welcome back to my drum tutorial. Today I'm going to talk about playing your very first drum set groove or your drum set beat. This lesson's for beginners. So the components of today's lesson is just going to consist of the kick drum, snare drum, and the hi-hat. Make sure you have a metronome. It's also known as a click. My exercise that I wrote, I'm going to post it on the screen so you can read along with it as you're watching. My time signature is in 4/4, so 4 beats per measure. Each quarter note receives 1 count or beat. I'm going to first break down the exercise. I have a key on the exercise that I wrote out, so this is my exercise that I wrote. It tells you what components of the kit we're going to use. It also tells you where on the staff each component is placed. So when you're reading the notation, you'll know which component you're talking about here. The actual first bar of the exercise starts with 4 quarter notes on the snare, and that's just simply 1, 2, 3, 4. The second bar of the exercise is 4 quarter notes on the kick drum. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, as I play through this exercise, I'm going to count out loud, and I encourage you to count out loud. This is going to help us build our internal clock for keeping time. I'll have the metronome playing as I play the exercise, so you'll hear it in the background of this tutorial. Getting back to the exercise, I'm going to talk about the third bar of the exercise, which is putting the actual kit together. So you have the kick and hi-hat on that bar on beat 1. The fourth bar of the exercise comes on beat 2, so that's snare and hi-hat. Beat 3 comes back on the kick and hi-hat, and then beat 4 comes back on the snare and the hi-hat. And then I start putting more counts in each bar together so that at the end, the very last bar, you're actually playing your very first drum set groove, also known as a drum beat. It's very simple. Grab your metronomes, set it to an eighth note count if you can, which is just simply 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You'll hear my click. It's going to be set to an eighth note it's going to be set to an eighth note count, okay? But I'll count it as 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about before I actually start the exercise. No, let's just go ahead and start the exercise. And I'm setting. Oh, one other thing I just remembered. I'm going to play this tutorial at 60 BPMs. If you're brand new at learning the drum set, don't use the click right away. Just get your hands and your feet. Get those mechanics down so that as you play along, you'll get the feel of it. Make sure that you play each hand and foot on each count. Make sure they come in unison. Don't flam it, okay? What I mean by a flam is this. Don't flam it, okay? Make sure, if anything, it's a flat flam, which is not the same as an actual orchestral flam. Okay, flams, I won't get into that right now, but if you're flamming like this, you don't want that. You want this, a flat flam, okay? Okay, they gotta come in unison. Let's get to the exercise now. Let's go ahead and start with that first bar. 4 quarters on the snare, and I'm just going to play through the entire exercise, and then I'm going to count it as I play the exercise. Turning on my click now, 60 BPMs. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Quarter note exercise. First drum beat. I better explain a few things that you'll see that are not quarter notes. You see quarter rests and half rests. I better explain those real quick. So in bar 3 of the exercise, when it just comes on the kick and the hi-hat for beat 1, you have a quarter note rest right after that. That little squiggly mark, that's called a quarter rest. You just count that for one beat. Then you see like a little rectangular box right next to that quarter rest in that same bar. That's called a half rest. Okay? You count that for 2 beats. All right, so that's what you have. You have the quarter rest and the half rest in these exercises. So make sure that you don't play anything on the quarter note or the half rest. Those are just to represent silence. And again, the quarter rest, you just count it for 1 beat, no playing, that's just silence. And for the half rest, which is that little rectangle facing down right next to that quarter note, in bar 3, you just count that for 2 counts, no playing, just for those 2 counts. So actually, it's just 3 beats 2, 3, and 4 are silent in that third bar after playing the kick pattern. Okay, so make sure you understand that. If you don't understand, just look it up do a Google search to figure out how to count and read music. But that's a quick tutorial for that. I think I'm going to do a series, now I'm thinking about it, on how to read music. And I think the book I'm going to use to teach from is a well-used book, and it's called Elementary Drum Method, and the author is Roy Burns. It's a great book. And now I'm thinking about it, I think I will create some drum tutorials for that. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.